Hi, this is Maginoni, and here's week 3, part 2 of the DC relaunch. So let's see here. Let's take a look at what we got today. And let me actually fix this up a little bit. Now, first up is Batman #1. I thought the art was just... it's by Greg Capullo, so I was thinking the art would have been better than it is. But to me, maybe it's just the color tone or something, I don't know. But to me, it's just a little flat. I liked the way it started, because you had Batman taking down a bunch of his villains, but then he takes them down so easy that it makes it look like, why are they even his deadliest villains type thing. One problem I did have with the book is, if you notice here, you have Bruce, Dick, Damian, and Tim, and as you can see in this page right here, it looks like actually Dick Grayson's quite younger than what he's supposed to be in the old DC universe, which I'm like, okay, that's fine if he's younger and all. But then you have this Nightwing with Dick Grayson, who looks like he's a lot older, and he makes reference to the fact that he replaced Batman for a year. Now, my problem is, how can you replace Batman when you're a head shorter than Batman, and you don't even have the right build to be Batman? I mean, one look at you and people would know that you're not Batman. So, I think what they need here is to look at the scale, redesign the character, and then go forth from there. Because this is actually a really bad mistake. The way it ends is like there's a murder, and then evidence makes it look like it's Dick Grayson. So obviously, how did they get his DNA and stuff like that? And overall, it's just an okay issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting a little more because it's a relaunch, and I was hoping that they're going to put a little bit more oomph to it, but it doesn't have an oomph. I still enjoyed the issue, but I think it needed to step up a little bit, considering this should be one of their top tier books. And also, in case people wanted to know, with this issue here, Batman, since it's after the JLA, that 5-year gap, Batman's already gained the trust of the police, and he's actually working with the police in these issues. All right, since I have Nightwing next, let's look at Nightwing. They basically make reference to the fact that Dick Grayson replaced Batman. He's staying in Gotham, and there's the circuses in town, so he decides to check up on the people, sees people that he hasn't seen in a while, and I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just an average beginning. Now, one thing I noticed is, now I understand it's the color and everything like that, but you have this mysterious guy getting off the bus, pulls into town, and if you look here, because of the way they did the coloring of the highlight of the flames and stuff, the fire, it looks like he has bald spots. So I thought that part was kind of bad. Now, anyways, when you can tell there's some people who like Dick in the circus, some people who don't, showing off for the circus, blah 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 blah, nothing major. The important part is you have a new supervillain in town, which my guess is it's this guy who got off the bus. He's trying to kill Dick Grayson. He says, you don't understand, he's a bad person, so he's trying to take him out. Well, needless to say, he doesn't know that Dick Grayson is Nightwing, so obviously somebody's feeding him bad information. So, we'll see where this goes. I don't think I'm going to... It's a decent comic, but I don't think I'm going to keep it, just because there's just so many other, different titles I buy. If I didn't buy any Marvel titles, I'd probably buy it, but because I get Marvel, I don't know if this is going to survive. Supergirl, it's, I don't know, I know I've seen online where there's a lot of people who did like it. I thought this was just an average start. There's one thing that struck me as odd was they meant, when these meteorites were crashing, somebody makes reference to the fact there's some visitor protocol, and because the meteorite hits on one side of the planet, and as you can see here, tunnels it hits on one side and tunnels through the planet and comes out the other side. And that it happens to be Supergirl inside. And you had some robots come down. The robots look, I don't know, like a bad version of Space Marines, from 40K, Warhammer 40K. You can tell she's disorientated. She doesn't know where she is. She thinks it's a dream. She thought it was Krypton for a while. They fight, and there's a surprise guest at the end. I guess you can tell who the surprise guest might be, but I don't know. I just didn't see it as being a strong. This didn't wow me. It was entertaining. It laid a basic foundation, but it didn't wow. I really don't think I'm going to stay with this one. I think this will probably end up. Right now, it's in the middle, so I'll give it a couple more issues, but I'm leaning already towards no. This was a big waste of my time. Complete and utter waste of my time. If you wanted to take a relaunch title, and let's say you said, I want some characters who have very little bearing as to who, what, when, where, why, who they were in the past. These are the three characters they picked. They picked the Red Hood. They picked what's his name? Now I forgot it. The Archer dude. And Starfire. Now, Roy. God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Basically, Roy gets in trouble. He goes to a third world country who's trying to overthrow their leader, gets involved, and then they take him hostage. Red Hood breaks him out. Apparently, they're partners in crime, that they have been working together. And, which kind of struck me as odd. They make reference to the Batman and stuff like that, but he's acting nothing like the Jason Todd that we remember. Starfire shows up. She's a totally redesigned character who has the sexual appetite like you wouldn't believe. She has. It's basically okay. I can word it to you this way: you can line up the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. Well, I mean not the Fantastic Four, because I don't think she did the thing. But anyways, you can line up the Avengers, you can line up the Defenders, you can line up the JLA, and you can line up the JSA. And Starfire will start with A and work her way every day through all of the team. Just because. She's apparently supposed to be going out with Jason Todd, but then Jason Todd turns his head for 5 minutes, and she's like going up to Roy, going, "So you want to have sex?" Just like that. So, I don't know. And Roy, of course, goes, "Well, sure, no problem, even though you're supposed to be my friend's girlfriend." But, I mean, they even make reference to the fact that she went out with Dick Grayson, and she doesn't even remember she went out and had a relationship with Dick Grayson or her former Teen Titans. So I'm like, I don't know if I really like this version of Starfire. And even then, Jason Todd sees this and he just goes, I keep going. So I don't know. I mean, I know I really didn't describe much about what's going on in here, but I really don't think it's worth describing. I think I'll word it this way. There's fans of Jason Todd who are going to buy this book regardless because they love Jason Todd. There's going to be fans of Arsenal, and they're going to buy this book regardless. And there's people who are just going to want to see Starfire naked, and those are the other people who are going to buy this book. Everybody else is going to ignore this book. I fell asleep during Legion of Superheroes. I swear to God, I fell asleep. I'll tell you exactly where I fell asleep. I was reading it. Derpy, derpy, derp, derp, derp. I got past there, and this is where I fell asleep, right here. I used to love Legion. I think the art is pretty decent. It's not horrible or anything like that. I mean, I can tell who people are. They look reasonably well. The backgrounds are reasonably well done also. I just could not read this book. I just couldn't read it. there's just something about it. It was almost, I mean, even though I'm familiar with all these characters, it's just sensory overload. You know, like, if you could just imagine every single Avenger in the same team book, and I mean every Avenger from issue number 1 to the current issue, are in the same book, and then you have to be told who they are every single time, and it's just like, oh my god, I just can't deal with it. And I think what they really need to do is they need to trim down the membership a little bit, you know, and then they need to do something like the Avengers did. You have Avengers, Secret Avengers, you have West Coast Avengers, you have Great Lakes Avengers. You know, you need to break these teams up and concentrate in smaller units, because this is overload. I don't see how a person is going to go, hey, you know, I really like space superheroes, so I'm going to buy this. And then you're just going to look at all these characters going, I don't know who these people are. How am I supposed to remember Ultra Boy? And look at these names. Phantom Girl. They all end in kid, girl, and boy. It's like, I understand that that's the way they named them when they, you know, back when they were first created. But do you think maybe as part of the relaunch that they could have grown up a little bit? Called themselves something, like, look at this. Dream Girl, Comet Queen, Element Lad, Cosmic Boy, you know, there's Lightning Lad, Saturn Girl. Okay, you get Brainiac 5 and Mon-El, so you get two little different people. At least two people have a little bit more originality with names. Chameleon Boy, Ultra Boy, Phantom Girl. I think it's a requirement, and to be a lead in a superhero, that you have to have a name that ends with boy, lad, kid, girl, lass, queen, or something to that effect. And keep in mind, this is coming from someone who used to really love the Legion of Superheroes. I really did like the Legion, and for some reason, I just can't read it. I can't read it any longer. I don't know why, which is a shame, because I really like the Annihilators. I really like that space stuff, and I just can't handle this. Blue Beetle was another title that I was really looking forward to reading. I had high hopes. I was thinking, this is it. They're going to actually elevate a new character to greatness. Nope, not really. They give us a little background about the Scarab. Basically, it's a group of people who are using this thing to enslave worlds. You have a Galactus-type person here that's over here that's cocooning this world to eat it when it wants to. Green Lanterns know about the Scarabs, and they try to stop. A Green Lantern tries to stop it. Crash lands on Earth. You get the what's their name? The lethal. I can't remember their name now, but those lethal guys from the Teen Titans, who Phobia and Warp, and actually Phobia looks like a little. She's got a upgrade to her costume, because she looks a little bit different. But anyways, it just, I don't know. It's like, I like the old Blue Beetle a little bit more, I guess. But I just don't think that this was like a fantastic issue. We had some decent fighting here, but fighting, I mean, it was more like in terms of action and the way the panels flowed together. I do think there were some positive things along the way, but I don't think that this was a strong issue. If you compare, if you were to look at the strong DC issue titles so far, like Action Comics, Animal Man, Swamp Thing, Wonder Woman, even Demon Knight. You look at things like that; those actually made you go, "Wow, this is what DC Comics should be like." And then you read a title here like Blue Beetle, where they're trying to elevate a new character, trying to bring out somebody new, even though he's been around for a while, but they're trying again to get him going. But it's like they don't put forth their best effort. I'm sure somewhere DC they're like, this was the greatest thing that they could come up with, and they're very pleased with it. And like I said, there's a lot of good things that are going on in here, but it's just not interesting, and that's the problem. I need something to interest me. There's 52 DC titles. I can't buy all 52 every single month. Even if I can get it 50% off, I don't think I would still get every single DC title. I think it's And so I think it's basically sink or swim. You got to catch my interest in the first 3 issues, or I'm gone. It's that simple, and it's not doing it for that. I do like their choice of villains, but I don't think that there's enough in here that makes me want to keep it. So, as a quick review, I already told you my feelings of this one. I believe this will be a drop. I mean, I fell asleep. If I want to see skanky characters, cartoon characters, I'll just look at porn online. I don't need this. I don't think there's anything redeeming about this title. I really do think that the only reason why this book is going to sell is primarily it's going to be because of Jason Todd and the Bat fans, and people are going to want to see half-naked Starfire have sex. I think that's the only reason why people are going to buy this. Beyond that, there's nothing redeeming. I think this will probably be a keep, but I think they need to step it up. They really do. Batman's a flagship title, and it needs to act like a flagship title. I think they have the players, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. That's a strong team. They need to make it better. Nightwing, it's an average Bat title. It's gonna sell because it's Bat. If his name was Wing, and he had no connection to Batman, this book would not sell at all. And Supergirl, like I said, some people loved it. I needed more. I do like the costume redesign though, but it needs something else. So unless it steps up its game, I'm probably gonna drop this one too. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. I'm kind of curious to know which of these titles are you guys going to keep. Especially with I have a feeling most of you guys will probably want to keep Batman anyways, but I'm mostly curious to know about titles like Blue Beetle, Red Hood, and, what the heck, Legion. Are you keeping those? So anyways, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. New comic book day tomorrow, so we'll have my pull list from that. And until next time.